Why do you think that this is the first one? Because God cares so much about this. 18,000 meals up until the age of 18 at the minimum. Parents are a gift from God. You better give me something. Like you gotta put something in here, or like in my spirit, because I got nothing. And so I remember staring at that blank note, and I was like, okay. I told her that because it didn't sit right with me that a child would disrespect her mother like that, especially in front of people. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie. It is so great to have you here and tuning into this episode. Today, I'm super excited for this episode, as always. But before I start, make sure to like and also subscribe. And while you're at it, make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I post. And also make sure to leave a comment of any testimonies or anything that you received, or any ideas that you may have for future podcast episodes. If you have watched any of my episodes for any amount of time, like since the beginning, then if you watched the episode, I don't know the number, but what's new? The episode where I talked about being as bold as a lion in the spirit of I don't care, that's what it's called. You can go ahead and check it out on my channel. It's going to be somewhere on the screen. So if you watch the episode, then you know that I had a story about how I got to do a devotional for my church, for the youth. And basically, just to kind of recap it or to sum it up, at this time they were doing devotionals every single day. So it was a leader or an RTBI student or the pastors themselves. And so none of the students had done this yet. But one day my Pastor Jay, texted in our youth group chat, "Annie, you're gonna do today's devotion." And at this point, none of the youth had done a devotional. And so I had no idea what I was doing. I was ready to go ahead and type, "What do you mean? Like, I don't know, I'm not prepared." And also, I was like in the Bahamas, I believe, during this time. And so I was like busy, right? We were doing stuff with work and just work related stuff. And also it was kind of later on during the day. And I wanted to ask so many questions because I was just so thrown off. I remember I was going to ask, what do you want me to talk about? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to ask any of those questions because I'm going to prove that I can do it. And so I just texted, okay. I just texted, okay, even though there were literally a million questions going through my head. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. It caught me so off guard. And so basically I opened the notes app, and I may have let me go ahead and look for it. Okay, I found it. This is the note, right? I don't know if you can see it. Camera focus. This is the note. Okay, there's more. But I remember looking at the note. I just opened a blank note and I was like, God, you gotta help me because I have no idea what to write. They put me on the spot. I don't know what to talk about. I have to do this before the night ends, and I just don't have anything in my head right now. And so I was like, God, you better give me something. You gotta put something in here, or in my spirit, because I got nothing. And so I remember staring at that blank note, and I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I just start typing. When you have writer's block and you just don't know what to write. It was like that for me in the beginning, but as soon as God registered something in my spirit this, kind of downloaded something or transferred something, and immediately I was I started writing. And so I started writing, and I just was in the flow, and I finished it in only a matter of a couple minutes. And I finished a whole topic, which was the topic for one of my podcast episodes back when I started my podcast. And it is titled "Bold as a Lion, the Attitude of I Don't Care." It's a whole note, and they loved it so much that they even told me to do the second one. And also they put this one on the youth page, youth page for our church. They put my devotion on there on the website, which is super cool, and I'm so grateful for. The point is that they also had me write a second one, and for the second one I talked about this specific topic, which I'm going to share with you in this episode. And it's called "The Secret to Long Life." And man, have I not read this in a minute. This is the first time I'm opening it up since a year and a half. So make sure to open up your heart, let God speak to you, and in Jesus' name you will receive something super great. So let me go ahead and read you a scripture, Ephesians 6 verse 1, and it says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, that is, accept their guidance and discipline as his representatives. For this is right, for obedience teaches wisdom and self-discipline. Honor, esteem, value as precious your father and your mother, and be respectful to them. This is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may be well with you, and that you may have a long life on earth." So there you have it, people. This is the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Okay, maybe not, but that's the secret right there. Let me read that again. Let me read it again so you understand what I'm trying to say, just in case you didn't get the first time, which you should have, but let me read it again. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. That is, accept their guidance and discipline as his representatives. For this is right. For obedience teaches wisdom and self-discipline. Honor, esteem, value as precious your father and your mother, and be respectful to them. This is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may be well with you and that you may have long life on earth. As kids, it's so easy to get in the flow of kind of just disrespecting your parents and kind of just being tired and just wanting to not follow the rules and just wanting to do your own thing, which I understand. You know what I mean? It's not the easiest thing to be a teenager. Like, when something happens to a teenager, it feels like the end of the world. And so when something happens to you, you may just be, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you just want to be by yourself. You don't want to talk to anyone. And like, sometimes you may be disrespectful when you don't mean to. And I understand, because you have school, you have sports, you have work, you have all these things. You're hungry, you're tired, you want to go to sleep. And so when you get home, you don't really feel in the mood to talk to your parents, or you may not be in the best mood because something happened, or this and this and that. That's totally understandable, okay? I'm sorry that you have a lot on your plate. I'm sorry that there's a lot going through your head and you may be stressed. However, I know you have so much stuff that you may be going through as a teenager, but you have to understand that your parents care for you and they love you. And so you have to have some sort of compassion with them. There's a lot of kids who are just tired of their parents, honestly, who are tired of the rules, tired of being with them, tired of this and this and that. And what you have to understand is that God made your parents to be your like guardian, made your parents to look over you, to care for you, to love you. And so even though I know sometimes you may feel like, but Annie, you don't understand, my parents are like this, or my parents are like this, they don't let me do this. Ultimately, your parents just want to take care of you, and they just love you. They just want to protect you. And so even if you have strict parents, or even if you may not have strict parents at all, you have to understand that they just want what's best for you. Sometimes you can't see what they're doing for you, how hard they're working. Like, for example, you hear so many stories of people who are adults, and they share kind of their story of growing up and all these things. And they say, I wish I would have been more grateful to my parents. Or I wish I would have taken my parents to account, or been more kinder with them, or this and this and that. They provided for me. They did so much for me. They worked hard for me. But I didn't realize it until I got older. It happens all the time. You see so many people sharing these experiences when they're younger. They don't appreciate their parents, and then they don't realize how much their parents truly do for them until they grow up and look back. And so I want you to take a look at your situation and be like, okay, maybe my parents are not Christians, or maybe my parents believe differently than me, or maybe my parents are a little different than other people's. Whatever the case may be, you still have to honor them, and you still have to love them, and you still have to respect them, because you have to understand that they're trying their best. They're literally working hard for you just to provide for you, or even to give you something that you don't necessarily need. And then you're getting home from school, giving them an attitude, and for what? After they didn't just work their butt off for you, after they didn't just literally give life to you. Like, I understand, like, sometimes there may be differences that we may not agree, but like, come on. You have to understand that they love you and they care for you and they want what's best for you. A sane father, okay? I'm talking about a sane father and mother would never want to see their child go through hard stuff. So what do you think they're trying to do for you? Oh, Annie, my parents don't let me hang out with my friends. Okay, maybe then they know the friends that you have right now aren't good friends for you. Maybe they know that if you were to go out right now, you would do bad stuff, and you would get involved with the wrong people. Oh, Annie, they don't let me have a boyfriend. Okay, how old are you? Maybe take that into account. So we, in a teenager's mind, for some reason, we look at these things, these rules or whatever, and we say, Annie, I have the worst parents, blah, 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 like you don't understand, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever been in that situation where you're hanging out with a friend, or you're telling your mom or whatever about your friend, and she's like, for some reason, she has a bad feeling about them, or she tells you, hey, like, distance yourself, or like, I don't really feel good about this person. And you're like, no, like, this person's great, blah, 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 blah. Like, I love them. Like, you don't understand. Like, no. And they turn out to be right. I don't know why. It's just like mothers have this like mom instinct, like kind of like spidey sense, but like moms, it's so weird. Like they can just tell when someone is like not good, like not a good person, or like they're coming from the wrong reason. And so just like I'm sharing this to you, like they can pick up on things. And so what you have to understand is that they may see things that you don't, because you also have to know that they've lived, like they've been on earth longer than you. You may feel like your parents were never teenagers. You may feel like your parents never lived a teenager life because they're boring, blah, blah, blah. But like they've lived through exactly what you went through. Like they've had to go through these years. They've had to go through these things that you think that they never gone through, when they have. And so when they see a situation, or when they see certain friends, or when they see you wanting to do this, they're telling you no, or they're telling you, hey, not right now, because they know where that leads right now. They know, hey, this is not the best for you. Hey, I don't want you to be involved with these people. Hey, I don't want you to do this. This is not good. I want you to do this. I want you to do this instead. I'm kind of trying to paint this picture for you to understand that even no matter who your parents are, no matter even if they have abandoned you, even if they left you when you were younger, you still have to honor them. You still have to love them. You still have to obey them. Like, if you're under their roof, you still have to listen to their rules. Okay, unless they tell you to hurt yourself, or do something like that, you still have to follow the rules. But even when you're outside of the house, even if you're a grown adult, you gotta respect them. Come on, have some decency to call your mom, or to tell her, hey mom, I love you. Hey dad, I love you. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I remember one day I was at youth group, and this girl, her mom came, and I was just kind of talking to them, and this girl started being so disrespectful to her mom. She literally her mom like asked her a question or something. Like her mom wasn't even mad or anything. And this girl just starts saying all these reckless things to her mother. Like rude things to her mother. And I even told this girl in this moment, I was like, don't talk like that to your mom. Don't disrespect your mom like that. I told her that because frankly, it didn't sit right with me that a child would disrespect her mother like that, especially in front of people. And at all times, you shouldn't be disrespecting your parents, but especially when you're outside. Like, aren't you embarrassed? What I don't understand is how people can do this all the time. Easily disrespect their mom and father and say all these things, calling them dumb and whatever. Why are you doing this? I hate you, blah, blah, blah. Girl, oh my, don't. Why are you doing that? Do you know how crazy you look? And I understand that it's not fully on the daughter too. Like, the parent also has a part to play because you let your kids disrespect you like that, and you have to instruct them not to and all these things. But like, come on, girl. Like, even if my parents didn't instruct me to obey them, and even if they didn't instruct me to respect them, like, your conscience should be like, no, I still gotta be respectful to them. Like, who, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's on both parts, but I'm just saying, like, how could you even do that? That's not okay. And also, I know people who their parents are not Christians and they're the only Christian in their family, people my age, but I cannot tell you how respectful they are towards their parents. I cannot tell you how much love they have for them. Like, it's insane. You look at them and like, oh my gosh, like, you wouldn't even think that they have any differences. You wouldn't even think that they have their problems, because they treat them with such a respect, even though they may not agree on certain things, even though their parents may not be Christian, or their parents may be like this or this or this. And that's how you should be all the time. Be respectful all the time. Honor them. Help them. Hey, do you need help? Hey, do you want me to do this? Oh, do you want me to clean the house for you? It's just like, I don't understand how people don't understand this. I don't understand, because it's not like you have to have like the perfect parents to do this with. No, even if your parents may not seem the greatest parents, you still gotta do this. I'm not even only talking about teenagers. If you're a full-grown adult and you don't call your parents, or you like never visit them, what are you doing? Have you forgotten all the things that they done for you? Or even if they left you, don't act bitter. Don't hold like a hatred inside of you. What do you get from any of that? It makes your heart colder, and it turns your heart into a heart of stone. So why do that? Because there's also so many situations where I've heard that people's parents have died and they wish that they could have taken back all that, like they wish they could have went back in time and cared for them or just told them something or forgiven them. Because and they didn't, and so they carried that heavy weight with them all their life because they made the mistake of not doing what they could have done. And so I don't want you to do that too. To be at the end of your life, saying all these things about your parents, having a resentment towards them, having this and that. And for what? For you just to have a guilt later on? No. It is such a freeing feeling to just honor your parents. And it makes them happy too. For them to see their child obey them and honor them and actually care. Because you may come back home from school exhausted and tired, as I said in the beginning, but like, they got work. They work nonstop for you. They cook for you. They clean for you. They take you places. They give you stuff that you don't even need. And so for you to give them an attitude like, I understand, you're tired, but so are they. And they do so much for you. So much. And so if you're under their household, obey them. Listen to their rules. Okay, I know you may not understand it now. And right now, maybe you won't understand it until you get older. But obey them because they're doing this for a reason. They're doing this to care after you. I know they may seem strict. I know it may seem like my parents just don't want me to have fun. Like, no. They're protecting you. They're literally protecting you. They're literally trying to help you so then you don't go the wrong way. Oh, my parents are forcing me to go to church every Sunday and I'm tired, I want to sleep because all this week I had to get up early and go to sleep late, blah, blah, blah. One day you're going to thank your parents because of that. One day you're going to look back and you're going to thank them. I guarantee you. So just as I shared that verse in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1, where it says, be respectful to your parents, honor them, obey them. You got to do that. Because not only do you get a reward, which is a long life, it says that this is the first commandment with a promise, which is long life, a long, good life. Why do you think that this is the first one? Because God cares so much about this, so much that you honor your parents, that it even says in another verse that if you do not obey them, you're basically dead. It literally says that. Let me read it. Matthew 15 verse 4 says, honor your father and your mother. Let the one who speaks abusively of his father or mother be put to death. And so this is how serious God is taking this. Like, this is a life or death thing. Like, you gotta obey your parents. You gotta honor them. You gotta love them. I don't care if you had a falling out. I don't care if they did this to you years ago. I don't care if they may seem strict. I don't care about any of that stuff. Either way, you are commanded to honor them, to love them, to care for them, and to obey them. I heard a great man of God say one time that we always have to give thanks to our parents because he gave an example of this. He said, your parents feed you more than 19,000 meals up until the age of 18. Think of it. 19,000 meals up until the age of 18. And that's not even considering like multiple like things that you would want during the day or like even above the age of 18. 19,000 meals at the minimum. Parents are a gift from God. They literally are a gift from God to us as children. No, I'm not saying, oh, parents should be abusive or parents should be rude to their children or this and this and that. However, I am saying they are a gift from God. They're a gift, and if we honor them and if we love them, not only will we have that satisfaction, oh wow, I actually am doing something for my parents, I'm honoring them, but you also get a blessing too. And so I don't know the situation that you may have with your parents, but either way, I want you to take a look at your life and I want you to be like, okay, have I been respectful to them? Have I honored them? Have I done these things that the Bible says that I should do? And if you haven't, do them. Apologize. Respect them. Give them a call. Listen to their rules. I know you may not understand, but do it anyways. And I promise you that God will give you such a great blessing, long life when you do this. And so thank you so much for tuning into this episode. It has been so great to have you here on the podcast. But anyways, make sure to check out my website, annaliz.com, for more information about all my episodes and my ministry. And until next week, you guys, I love you guys so much. Have the most amazing day, you guys. Be blessed and be joyful. Annie signing off. Bye, you guys.